This is the book review for S.J. Parks' debut novel. So, amazing achievement just to get a book published, I think. It's called Made in Japan. I read a paperback, which is fairly unusual for me nowadays because I tend to read in the night. It's a beautiful book, really. It's it's a slow burner. It's very tranquil and very smooth to read. It's a brilliant first novel. It didn't really suit my current reading style, so at the moment I'm snatching a 5 minute, I read 3 pages and then mummy, and I'm called away and I'm called away. And really, this book would be much better to read all through the whole way in a weekend, or cozy up with a cup of tea and just embrace it, because it's that slow burn and you need the build up. And if you keep stopping and you keep moving away from it, you come back to it and you have to remember everyone's names. And it's based in Japan. So there's some, the wording and the names aren't sort of natural, certainly for my tongue. So I had to get my head around them a little bit. And the characters are moving in history. So you're following 2 timelines, a mother and a daughter, and their experiences in the same place, as the daughter is trying to discover about her life. I mean, it's very cleverly done. You're in the same location in these different times in history, and you're meeting people. Some people are no longer around. Some people have died in between, but some people are still around, and they help the daughter to sort of piece together her story. I think I got to. I think I put a post-it in, actually. I got to about here. When I figured out who was who. But that didn't stop me wanting to read a little bit more. I particularly wanted to know why her mother had never told her her story. I found that intriguing because they lived so very far away, and I didn't fully understand until the end of the book sort of why that had been an issue for her. It's a beautiful description of Japanese culture, of Japanese life, Japanese buildings. It's heavily architectural. One of the main men in the book is an architect, and the mother works with him on a project. So it's sort of very descriptive of things I know nothing about. I've never been to Japan. Know very, very little about the place and the culture. So I found it fascinating to read just from that aspect alone. But as I say, I don't know if I'll get a chance to reread books. But if I were to reread it, I would definitely try to do it in a much more continuous way. I think it needs that. I did get a bit disjointed, and that did affect the flow of the story for me, just because it's in just a 5-minute burst. It's not that interesting. You need the whole thing to really get you going. You need to follow the threads through without stopping. So the stop-starting wasn't a great way to do it. But I'm really glad I did it, and I'm really glad I finished it, and I would definitely pick it up and read, and I will be handing this and recommending this to a number of people who I think will really enjoy it, and I'm sure you will too. So well done, S.J. Parks. I'm looking forward to more.